Hello and welcome to the lesson. So today I'm going to show you how to play Come As You Are by Nirvana. It's a great song and the good news is it's quite simple to learn. So if you haven't been playing guitar long, then this is perfect for you. You'll be able to learn this really quickly and quite easily, okay? Now I'm going to show you all the parts to this song, including the verse, the chorus, the power chords, the solo. So we're going to basically cover it all in this lesson. So the first riff I'm going to show you is going to sound like this. Right, I'm going to show you how to play that in a second, but first I want to say that Kurt Cobain and Nirvana tuned their guitar down from a regular tuning down to a D tuning. And I'll show you how to do that, but in this lesson I'm not going to touch the tuning. I'm going to leave the guitar in a regular tuning and I'm going to show you how to play it like that. And then what you can do, if you want to play it along with the CD in the original authentic tuning, then what you need to do is tune the sixth string from an E note down to a D. That's a tone down, or two semitones down, okay? And you can use your electric tuner to help you do that. So the sixth string goes from an E down to a D. The fifth string goes from an A down to a G. The fourth string goes from a D down to a C. The third string goes from a G down to an F. And the second string goes from a B down to an A. And the first string goes from an E down to a D, okay? And it's all in the PDF document and you can see it on the video as well. So you can do that if you want to. But if you don't want to do that, just stick with me and we'll just learn this song in regular tuning. And that's fine. Okay, so the first riff goes like this. So that's the sixth string open and pluck it twice. And then play the sixth string at fret 1. And then the sixth string at fret 2. And now play the fifth string open, and then the sixth string at fret 2 again, and then the fifth string open again. So let's just practice that in slow motion. Excellent, and you can pause the video and practice that if you want to. Now play the sixth string at fret 2 twice, and then step down onto fret 1 on the sixth string, and then play the sixth string open, and then the fifth string at fret 2, and then the sixth string open twice, and then finish on the fifth string at fret 2. Okay, there you go. So let me demonstrate that in slow motion from the start. There you go. And what happens is, obviously they repeat that riff round and round. But what happens is they don't play the very first open note. So when they repeat it, they only play the first open note once from then on. I hope that makes sense. So when you've finished on fret 2 on the fifth string, you go straight back into the sixth string open and straight onto fret 1 and straight onto fret 2 and carry on from there. I hope that makes sense. And of course what actually happens is they repeat that riff many times, and if you look in the PDF document that came with this lesson, it'll tell you exactly how many times to repeat each one of these sections. Okay, now you will notice that I'm using my plectrum to pluck the strings, and actually I'm very near the bridge of the guitar, and what happens is when you're near the bridge of the guitar, it creates a sharper, sort of twangier sound like that. That's the sixth string open, as opposed to if I move my hand further up the neck towards the neck of the guitar, it's a softer sound. So I'm creating the twangy sound by being right down here by the bridge. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now the next section of the song is going to sound like this. Okay, now the first chord we're going to do is kind of unusual, and I'm using my thumb to do it. So let me explain. The middle finger goes on the 5th string at fret 4. The third finger goes on the 4th string at fret 4, and the little finger goes right behind them on the 3rd string at fret 4. It's kind of tough to fit them all in, but you just got to kind of do it somehow. Right, now I'm using my thumb to play the 6th string at fret 2. You could use your first finger, but to me it's easier to use the thumb to hold it down. So if you look at the chord box next to me, you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now just test this chord by plucking the strings individually, just to make sure all the notes are sounding right. So what I encourage you to do is make sure that the back of the little finger is not accidentally touching the 2nd string. So make sure the 3rd and the 2nd string are both sounding okay, and make sure the 1st string is open as well. Okay, good, I hope that makes sense. So we're going to strum it like this. So what I'm doing there is using the plectrum to strum downwards, but I'm emphasising the thicker strings, the top strings. So I'm strumming it twice like that, and then strum upwards twice. But on the upstroke, I'm emphasising the thinner strings from the bottom upwards. I hope that makes sense. So we've got... And then on the end, do a downstroke again. Like that. So if we play it in slow motion together, it'll sound like this. There you go. And now we're going to move to an A chord, and the way we're going to do this is by using the first finger to hold flat across strings 4, 3 and 2, all at fret 2, so it's like a mini bar. And your first finger is going to be touching the 1st string as well, but we don't worry about that. Hopefully it'll just be muted and it won't really make a sound. So what we want to do is use the 5th string open as our root note, so we don't want to hear the 6th string, and the way we're going to do that is use the thumb to touch the 6th string, but don't hold it down, just touch it enough to mute the string, so it's muted. Okay, so you're going to use the plectrum to strum basically the 5th string downwards, so it's the 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd string really, that's what we want to hear, and you're going to go like this. So it's actually the same strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, like this. Down, down, up, down. And just pause the video and practice that in slow motion. Down, down, up, down. So if we join both of those parts together, it's going to sound like this. Okay, I hope I've made it clear how to do this A chord using the thumb. So essentially we only want to hear the 5th string open and the 4th, 3rd and 2nd string all at fret 2. The thumb mutes the 6th string so that we don't accidentally hear it, okay? So at full speed. Then they go back into the main riff, and then once they've done that riff round 4 times, they go back into these chords again. Okay, so it repeats all that again. Now once they've gone round those chords 4 times, eventually they get to a different section. We're going to put the distortion on the amp. So for me, I just press the switch and that turns the distortion on, and now the guitar is going to sound like this. So on some amps there's a button you can press, or some of you have got effects pedals, or you know, maybe you've got to turn the gain knob up on the amp and that'll make that sound, and that's fine. So we're going to use power chords, and we're going to play a B power chord, which is the first finger on the 6th string at fret 7, and then use this 3rd finger to lay flat across strings 5 and 4, both at fret 9. Or some people like to use the 2 fingers like that, okay? So look at the chord box next to me just to clarify it. Now we're going to use the same strumming pattern as we did before. We're going to go down, down, up, down. But the difference is we're just strumming the 6th, 5th and 4th string, okay? We don't want to hear the thinner strings. And then move the power chord up so that the first finger is now on fret 10 on the 6th string. And that turns it into a D power chord. And do the same thing again. Okay, so we're going to swap between those two chords, the B and the D, like this. I hope that makes sense. Pause the video and practice it in slow motion. Now, some people like to do it down here. There's a different way you can play the same thing. You can do the 5th string at fret 2 and the 4th and 3rd string at fret 4, and it's exactly the same chord. It's still a B chord. And then you can move up 3 frets, so you're on the 5th string at fret 5 and the 4th and 3rd string at fret 7, and that's a D chord. So whether you prefer to play it up here, moving from fret 7 to fret 10, or down here on the 5th string, moving from fret 2 to fret 5, that's up to you. It's the same chord, it's just whatever you find comfortable for your hands, okay? That's fine. And then eventually it goes back into the original main riff again. And you can leave the distortion on for that if you want to, or you can take it off again, that's up to you. Great! Now, eventually, he gets to a point where he does the solo. Okay, there you go. Now it's quite simple. I've got the distortion on and I'm playing the 3rd string at fret 6. And I'm moving up to the 3rd string at fret 9. And then up to fret 11 on the 3rd string. And then go back to fret 6. And then 9 again. And 11 again. And do it again. But this time, once you've done it 3 times, you get to fret 11, you pluck it again and you're going to bend the string. And you can see I'm using my 3rd finger on the 3rd string at fret 11, and I'm putting these fingers just behind it on the same string, and they're going to help push. Okay, and then go back down to the normal fret 11, and then back off to fret 9. So if I do that solo in slow motion, it's like this. And then you just repeat it round and round, and he does it 4 times in a row. And also, he's got a peculiar effect. I think he's got some effect pedal that makes it kind of, it makes the pitch of the note kind of wobble a bit, and it makes it sound a bit funkier. But, you know, unless we've got that exact pedal, we're not going to be able to make it sound exactly like that. But you can use your finger to do vibrato. Using your finger like that, just wiggle the string backwards and forwards. And you just get the hang of doing it quite quickly. So you can do it like that if you want to. It's quite tricky, but you know, just practice it and you'll be fine. So there you go. It is quite a simple song. There's not many parts to it. I think you should be able to learn that quite quickly. Now, before I finish, I will just demonstrate things through right from the start in kind of slow motion, in a medium speed, just so you can see how it all fits together. So from the start. Part B. okay, you know, and on and on. So there you go, that's it. You just got to practice each one of those bits, use the PDF document, and it'll show you the whole sequence of the song right to the end. And there you go. Go and enjoy yourself, you know, be patient, watch this video several times, pause each bit, practice the tab. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me. My name's Ben Lowry. I'll see you soon in one of the next video guitar lessons and we can learn more songs together. Thank you and goodbye.